Hello there. In this video, we're going to work with one of the best free painting tool, Krita, and we're going to integrate with ComfyUI. We're going to work with custom models. I'll show you how to install it, and we're going to implement the Flux model inside the Krita so you can have it as stunning images. And as well, I'll show you how you can paint, change details, and expand. It's meaning at the end of this video, you will know how to utilize and how to use AI tools inside the Krita applications. So let's go ahead and start it. Let's start with downloading our main component, the Krita, which is a totally free open source painting tool. And it is very impressive and work excellent almost on any platform for you. Well, right here, links will be down below, by the way, for all these resources that I'm showing here, so you can easily scroll to descriptions and click to download from there. But while you're on this page on Krita, if you're not yet installed, just click download and select what OS you're currently using and run installations. It's a straightforward. Next, what we need to do is have a special plugin, and one is specifically to let us run ComfyUI. For this, you'll need to go and download it Krita AI Diffusion zip file. This also included support for the Flux, the best model so far. Don't unzip this file. Just download it as zip file and save it in directory, because the Krita will install it by itself from the zip file. Let's say at this point you already have it, your Krita installed and you downloaded your zip file. Next, we want to actually install this as a plugin. You can notice on my screen right here, I have it called AI Image Generator. If you not yet installed plugin, you probably have this area empty or fill up with some of those extended navigation windows. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to the Tools, Script, and we're going to import Python plugin from the file. From there, navigate it where it's located, select it, and click Open. After this, it'll take a little bit time to open the zip file, and you may need to restart the Krita applications. After this, you should be ready. If the new installed plugin does not display for you here in your dock, you can always go to the Settings. Be sure the Show Dockers is enabled, check in, then go inside the Dockers, and from here you can select AI Image Generator. Then it will be displayed like this right here. Well, our plugin is installed. Now we actually need to install ComfyUI. If you already have it, ComfyUI, you can try to connect, but I personally recommend, from my own experience, have a clean install of ComfyUI just specifically for the Krita application. You could share your models that will utilize there, so you don't need to utilize a lot of space for this. But I will show you both ways how you can utilize or share models, or how you can install locally just used with Krita. Notice that some settings and some models, Krita will look on specific places, so you maybe end up with some duplicates models as well. Let's first access configuration of file. So we're going inside the model right there, and you can see the gear. It's next to our open, where you can select different scripts, different styles. We'll go and click on this gear, which is open for us configuration for this specific plugin. First, we have our connections, where we can connect to different. And I'm currently running on a local managed server. So it's meaning already installed, but it's okay. I will explain what is different between these. We also have a custom local or remote server, where you can select already if your server running. It's in the case if you already have another installations of ComfyUI, you want to utilize this. As well, you can connect just online. If you don't have a very good GPU card, you can utilize another services here, but most time those services are paid services, so just keep this in mind. From both of them, I would recommend for easy installation, just use a local managed server. This is for a couple reasons. The one, if you're going in custom installations, it will require specific models to be installed, as well control net and other ones. And of course, you can go and manually download it, all of these models and checkpoints and install in places, but it can be a little bit tedious. I think it's much easier for me, at least, was to going and run this as a local and click and say downloaded all components, and actual applications or plugin went and downloaded all models, all control nets, and put them in specific directories. And speak about directories, let's look on a structure because it's help us understand. So example right here, I have it create folder, Krita AI, ComfyUI, where I'm going to use. And inside here, I put this plugin, Krita AI Diffusion, the one that we installed. When this install it, it's ask you for the path, and in my case, I name ComfyUI Krita install. Notice also beside that ComfyUI, that inside that folder, you will have it ComfyUI, which is very familiar. What we have it in original ComfyUI, very similar, only with exception we don't have it this run batch file on the top. It's all inside. But this is different will be, you'll notice outside, we also have it models folder. If you run before with ComfyUI, you probably know the models is right here inside the ComfyUI. And we're actually going to use that folder as well. But with Krita, it's creating outside and it's copying and put it all of these checkpoints, all of that's what we're going to use it inside. If you decide to use it, your own installations beside that, like set up by hand, going, for example, in ComfyUI repository, taking from here, download it and install and run as separate. Well, similar to, if you look right here, I have another ComfyUI portable installation. So this is actually two different ComfyUI. This one was installed by Krita, and this is I installed by myself. So I want to show you the difference that you can do one way or another as well. But keep in mind that Krita does look on some models, they install in specific way. And I had a little bit problem when I install with myself. Some models Krita wasn't find, and specifically if you put them like away on some other drive. And the reason is all in configuration file, because if we look on ComfyUI file, you'll notice right here, it's Krita add its own called Krita manage tag, and you have it your locations for your checkpoints and other things. You actually can go inside here and modify for the path if you want put it on different location. But as I said before, I would recommend for you for easy to use in the just click local manage server, click install, and you can see right here I install it requires some core component, Python ComfyUI, it will be installed by itself, and also I install all workflows, plus we will create our own and install all the models for everything. With some exception for the Flux. Even it supported Flux, but we'll need it put it in Flux models by ourselves in here. Okay, after all these installations, it should be ready to use. You may need require restart, but in my case, it just runs straight out. Next, if you look on the tab, it's called styles. And here where we kind of loaded workflow. So in ComfyUI, kind of familiar with specific workflows. Here is representing model. Also additional components, they may use it. And you'll notice some of the settings will change depending on what workflow we'll use it. And also here we can select Flux, and you can see right here I have it already built in Flux JSON. You may have those ones as well, but they may missing some of the files, because if you open them, you'll see right here Flux dev. In your case, it's maybe missing. It's meaning you need to download it manually some of those models. Well, but for us, we'll just go back and let's go to select one we're going to use it. For now, digital artwork. Notice that we don't necessarily need just select here to use it. You can also select in our configurations. And we'll look on this closer when we start working a little bit more with those. Okay, we'll come back to these specific styles a little bit later when we're going to create our own workflow and utilize different models. But just keep in mind right here, it's where you can see and kind of pre-select and create your own. For example, right here, a lighter version, GJFU Flux is created as workflow, or you can create your other ones. Okay, let's go next. We have diffusions, and this is just settings, how much grow expanded, paddings, and some of the settings I would recommend for you to check documentation. It will save a little bit time. All links will be down below, and you can see right here have some examples how to do, so in case if you prefer reading. And other things I kind of recommend for you to go this Krita AI handbook. This is one of the nice documentations manual which will help you also going over some of the settings, some settings that I maybe skipped, or something we actually going a little bit more in depth that documentation provide. And you notice right here installations of plugin, setup of ComfyUI, including some of these custom nodes, just in case you remember if you want to set manually by yourself. This is actually have those links, and as well it's telling where to place them. As well, some problems you may occurred as it's happening, because it does sometimes happen, very rarely actually. I have it several times already installed as a managed by Krita, and it's almost every time was clean. Only things I need to download is some Flux model, but beside that it's worked very good. Okay, and as well you can see right here it's have some steps, filling text prompt, so it's kind of give you some of those explanations that we will cover a little bit in our video. So depend what you prefer, and of course you have some reference to the models. Okay, let's go back to our Krita. And right here you can see it's also selections, how much overlap like feathering, how much blending happened, because in some cases it's maybe your model is only support 512, but you want to have it a little bit bigger, so the tiles will be embedded. Okay, we have also an NSF filter if you need it. On an interface right here is kind of nice, because notice we have it language, and as well we have it prompt translations, because I know I have some viewers from different regions speaking different languages. So right here you can actually select prompt translations, which will perform on the fly. Very, very useful tool for us. Okay, we have it also negative, positive from right now prompt. Right now it's enabled, so it's showing negative. If you're using Flux model, remember negative prompt, it just won't use it. So in some case, if you prefer, you can turn off negative, but I'll just keep it and don't put it anything there. They're also showing steps for me. It's how process going. I just like to see progress by myself, and also tag after complete if you need it. Preview all of these additional settings. Live seed preview. The Krita plugin, it's allowed you to actually draw and see when AI created on a fly as you're drawing. So this is very cool options, and here you can modify if you want that seed preset it. Okay, let's go look on our performance, and right here you can see it says what card you're using. I'm using RTX 3090 with 24 gig RAM. If you have it smaller like 8 gig RAM, you probably want to use it lighter model of the Flux, which is I will show you how you can do this as well. And let's go look on the plugins. This is additional plugin if you have it. Also, some of the styles down below, some styles allow you to use it LoRa models like right here, and we'll see how we can include, and here you also can add it additional of those LoRa's. Okay, let's go ahead, click OK, and assuming you install everything, so I think we're ready kind of to make our first run. So you'll notice right here is server started and then showing menu. By the way, if you are disabled, let me open again our and just showing again what's going on. Like right in the connections, you can see it's running. So let's stop at this for now. As we're stopping, it's showing that our Windows is not running here. Okay, and if you run custom, it will connect. So in my case, it's not yet running. So if I press connect, let's try connecting, and after give it the error, it says, hey, I did not find server. So you want to run by yourself. And of course, running, you can separate installations, configure, download it on models, everything. But for us, we'll just go run locally. We're using CUDA and videos, so I don't want to use any other ones. We'll use this. All models are installed. Let's go click launch. Plus and minuses running this way. Plus, we don't have it actual that window, additional window pop up with ComfyUI, but there's also minus personal to me because I cannot necessarily monitor. So the monitor for you load and everything you can utilize by using Task Manager and going in performance on a Windows and just monitor how much memory you're using there. But otherwise, I actually like to see previews. If you're running as your custom server, of course, you'll have your Windows open and you can see there all settings going. Well, we're already running and it's just our simple one. You can see right here, I already generate some, but let's do it anyway one more time. Before we do, let's overview our plugin interface very fast. You'll notice right here, we have a generate, upscale, live, if we do live painting, animations, or a graph, and ours will do a generate. Our selections, currently, we have all of these different models, some of them already preloaded, and some like this one, we can create by ourselves. For now, I'm just going using digital artwork Excel model, and by default, you have it stable diffusion, and you have it Excel model as well. Next to this, we have gear, this configuration. We already look on this. Down below, right here, you can see we can put it our prompt, and notice we have it negative prompt because remember I enable this. It's here. String, how much it will affect from our image, how much is created. We also can create additional control layers. Yes, that is already installed with ControlNet, so you can actually click right here and utilize different control nets. For example, we can go in and work with the background necessary if you'd like upload image, picture, and maybe in the future you can see when we start putting details inside the image in painting, so we can utilize that. Well, for now, let's go just remove this control. We don't need it. We also have it image just generate, and as well if we click on this drop down, little bit come out of our screen, but we have it how many batches is how many images you want to create. Currently it's set to the 2, so you can see right here 2 images created. Seed if you want to fix it or randomly. Resolution, it's if you want upscale, we'll just leave it to 1. And echoing at the back, so it's positioning, and I think the rest is all what you need. Cancel this. So it's just a simple, how to say, it's a little bit out of the screen, but you'll notice when you open this. We'll leave it here. We'll leave it also layers. Look, okay, everything is ready. Let's go ahead and click generate on this. By the way, first time it will take a little bit longer till model is preloaded. When model already loaded, you can see how fast it's just going through. And there you go. We have it, our images created. One image, and we'll have it our second image created right here. There you go, 2 images. We can click on them to preview any of these images. And you notice below we have options. So this image is not kind of even added to our presets to our image. It does not add it yet. To enable them, we actually need click apply on specifically. If for some reason you don't like some of the look, you can click on these 3 dots, copy prompt style, so you can do, but usually you can clear history. It will remove everything, or just discard one single image if you don't want that image be there. But you can always come back after if history is saved. So in our case, let's go just select maybe this one and we'll click apply. As applied, you'll notice right here we now have this as separate layer, so we can work with that layer as well. Okay, let's go till we work on this, and before we jump to the Flux, I want to show you some small things how we can do in painting and, for example, expand. And this is, because it's straightforward, and I do like these applications because to expand, all what we need to do is select our expand tool here. Let's click on this, drag how much you want to expand, size up, down, whatever you like it. Okay, press enter. We're going to select this area that we have here. Also, if you want it, you can go and select upscale. So now we'll go generate. We'll leave it exactly the same, just everything. And notice right here we select already expand. You can be after detect will work as well in this case. If we want to fill, add content, remove content, so it's just additional options. But in our case, we can go with expand, or we can go with automatic. Both they will work exactly the same. And let's go ahead and click on this. Notice it is take model already preloaded, so it will be very fast to just go and generate this. And if you just wonder, let me show you how much memory it's currently using. It's utilized 11 gigabyte. Actually, it will be about 8 gigabyte because I am recording and I'm writing other stuff, so it's taking a little bit more memory for me right here. But it is already, you can see how fast it's generated one because we have a batch of 2, and also generated 2, so we can go and preview. And when you like one, you can go click add, and right here we have it already done. So in painting will be very similar to this. Okay, let's go right here, and for example, we can go and remove this person, like right there, you know, just drag around, and we'll just leave magic forest in this case. Let's go click down, and we can fill, expand. Let's go with maybe with the fill in this case, and just go ahead. Okay, now we have kind of render. Let's click, and you can see there you go. We replace it, some of those segments with like this in painting. And of course, if we ready for this, we can just go ahead and click apply. And now we have it, all of this done in our layers. Very nice. Best parts of this you doing on your local machine. So everything what we're doing right now, it's absolutely free and absolutely on your local machine, does not connect to internet. If you ever use it Photoshop, you'll notice for this to do that, Photoshop actually needs send to the server. You need connect to the service. They need process, send your data, come back, and rework in this case. So in this case, right here, you can just connect your internet and work all the way. This is very powerful, very good tool, and allowed you to do everything that Photoshop allowed. They're only totally free and independent. Okay, so if for some reason the Flux models not installed, at least it was for me, and I don't know, that may be updating in the future, but for me, I need to custom going and install Flux models. So the link for them will be down below, and you can just go on a website and download it, these checkpoints. Notice this is complete checkpoints, so it's meaning they will include VIA, they will include text encoder, everything inside this checkpoints, so all what you needed. And to just go follow this link. So you have a 2 channel. It's a little bit smaller model, work faster, but I like other quality a little bit better, but it's require little bit more memory for us. Okay, so let's go ahead and check what we have here. And you can see if we're going inside the not ComfyUI, we're going inside the model checkpoints. Right here, we have this model installed. So also you can install here some other models, but in many cases, we actually need to install them in different place, and I will show you in a second. So let's go back now as we installed models, and easy to verify if models exist. If you're going to your configuration tool, and inside configurations tool, you're going to the styles, and we'll click down, and let's select right here the Flux one. So we'll create one, and you can see right here is model showing. If in your case, it does not show anything on empty, and exclamation says model not found, then you need to go and download it. And path again for those links will be down below. Just copy them and place in the models. It's how they specify there. Well, in some cases, after you download it, and if application and plugin is running, it did not read those. So you can try to press refresh, but in some cases it did not work. For me, actually, I need to turn off applications, so restart it, and then it did find those files for me. So and after, when you create diffusion, right here, you will have it right select. And notice you cannot deselect because that is predefined configurations they save in special file. To create yours, you need just create new or copy, and we'll look on that in a second. So after when you're done with this, click OK, and here when you click down and expand, you can see right here you have those Flux. So let's select first Flux here, and this at this time, if I click generate for me, the problem is become that. Okay, let me go down here. We'll click from here and we'll go generate. It will take a little bit time right now at the beginning because what it's doing, it's going and loading all of that model from my hard drive in a memory. Again, it's only take first time, but this is nice things to remember because if you decide to jump between different models, you will also kind of spend time on waiting till models is loading and actually ready to use inside the memory. On that case, I just recommend, if you find one model, just stick with this model for performance and just change if it's necessary from what you're doing. Okay, so you can check right here after it's loaded. It took a little bit time to load it. It's utilized 18 gigabyte right now, so it's quite a bit big usage, but it is a uncensored Flux model. But of course, even a preview, you can see it's more photo quality kind of, because remember, we changed from the drawing art to more photorealistic. Obviously, it will look a little bit different, but you can see how high resolution. And remember, this one will render 1024 by 1024, so it's a large full size. And that's what we have it on our document is 1024, so it's a very good image. I mean, it's incredible, and I will say probably almost better than Adobe, or maybe at least on the same level, but it definitely non-censored, definitely whatever you like to do, it will be creating here. But it did take some time. Well, what's happening if you want to use Flux, but this is a little bit too big model? So for this, we have it actually nice solution. We are going to use it quantize models. Well, it's what they do. They kind of take and strip down some parameters, make it smaller. So those models, they're smaller size, they are less quality, but they're not like dramatically less quality. For example, quantizations, and you can see right here from smallest ones, and we go to higher model, the different will be like you have it 99% of quality, and then you have it 98, 97%. So it's not jump big way, but it does reduce. Of course, if we're using like very small quantizations, only 4 gigabyte, very small, then you will have it worse quality of this. So just keep in mind, but it is help you to find the right model for how much memory you have it on your video card, which is give it good options. And beside that, you can play around them. You can download it the smallest model. I will recommend maybe like middle model 6 and maybe the other ones. I actually downloaded even a Q8 just to try all these different models. And of course on mine they're working, but on yours you need to figure out which depend on what video card you have it. But here's a tricky part. So when we download it and save this file, they are not going to the same place the other models, because remember in a Krita it's create its own models with all these checkpoints, everything. No, this is actually going into the ComfyUI folder that Krita created for us, and inside the ComfyUI we have it models folder, and inside models we'll have a diffusion model. So this is where you need to go. You go inside the diffusion, and you can see right here I already have it few of them. But just loaded one of that file, it's not enough, because as I said before, the Flux model, the original what we're loading, it's have it inside the WIV file, they have it clip inside or text decoding, so it's everything like in one pack. GGUF, it is just a checkpoint, just a model itself with not including VIA and clip. This is give it a little bit flexibility, because it's why they're doing, because on this case you can select this checkpoint and find some different encoder decoder. You can find clip, maybe you can use even total different large model for this. In this case you can kind of have this flexibility, but because of that, then we need to also download it a VIA file, so and clip file. So the clip is right here, it's a clip text decoding, and also we need to load it VIA file, which is actually IESF sensor, right, this one. I'll put it link down below for you. And the location will be appropriate. So if we're going not in the models, we'll go inside the ComfyUI folder, going inside the model, and ComfyUI, it's what was installed. Inside this model, we're going to the diffusion model. It's where we're going to put it, those Q models. Okay, and VIA, it's where we're going to put it IESF sensors right here, and in a clip we're going to put it those two files, and we need two actually. We need clip safe sensor and we needed FP8. You can have it 16, it's for the bigger model, but for usually just if you download FP8, that is working for currently what we're using for smaller FP8 type latent space. Okay, after this, all what you need to do is going back here and switch. But you know what, let's go see how we can switch this, because we cannot just go and when we select flex, we cannot kind of select this because it is a lock. We need to create our own new style. And by creating a new style, you can also create your future styles or workflow if you're familiar with ComfyUI. So you kind of create what model you're using and other blocks. So let's go ahead. Right now, we're going to do one. For this, we'll just go click plus. And notice right here, it's creating a new style call. And let's go with this call Flux 2. We can select bigger model, whatever you want it. And down below right here, we have it drop down from what we can select. Notice it does have it read from two places. It's read this model from the Krita models, and this one's is reading from the ComfyUI models. So it will read from both places, which is kind of nice. And obviously, I downloaded more different models that I can connect here as well. In this case, you can just create new model, whatever you downloaded, you can put it here. In our case, we'll just go and select this Q4, and below we also needed, remember those files, downloaded clip and via. If you don't have it, it will give you error on the bottom, says, hey, I'm missing some of those files. But because we already download them, we don't have this error. Down below, notice because we do custom, we also can add a LoRa. So it's additional way. If you pre-create like your style, for example, with Flux, and you want to add LoRa, like fixing hands, fixing eyes, or right skin, whatever you want to do this. So there you can add it. But of course, you will need to go and download it LoRa's, and LoRa need be appropriate for the model. So for SDXL, you need to download it, that LoRa. For Flux, you need to download it LoRa that work with a Flux, and place them in a ComfyUI LoRa folder. Okay, so after this, we can see down below, we have a quality preset. If you want DPM set, it's what we're going for default 2M, and we can have it real-time hyper. We'll just leave it as default, what's preset, but you can modify here as well, like Euler and some, for example, basic or default, whatever you want to go here. I think in many cases, simpler for the Flux, Euler simple will work just fine. Okay, let's go like right here, we'll select, and here Flux, Euler simple. We'll just can select very simple preset on this case. Okay, when you're done, you just can click OK. And as you save this, as we did, if you look down below here, you can see now we have our models loaded. So we can go click on this and preload it and use it. It's all what we ready to use. I mean, it's a very simple, but it also gives you this flexibility to create your own workflows, your own styles with preset specifically for work what you're doing inside the Krita. Okay, so right here is loaded. Let's see what we have, and you can see there one image that created. It's actually look very good for the small Flux models. Look very, very nice, and it's rendering another one. And here we have it, another image. So I think they look very good. So this is original Flux. Of course, you can see some little bit more details, and this is have a little bit less, more cartoonish, but it's work very well and work very good with Krita style and everything. Well, hopefully this will give you very good start. I say I'm excited because it's totally free, everything, and you don't pay even a penny when you install this and run on your machine. Well, if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, share, put your comments, share your workflows or your styles, whatever you created, and I'll appreciate all your support. We'll see you next time. Bye.